Sonya and Sacha, for real.
Oh, you're listening to Brimbank Live on Live FM. This is the Sonya and Sacha for Real show, our favourite day Friday. This is our last segment, which we like to bring in some really special people who are doing extraordinary work in our community. And this young lady is just exactly that. So Rhyll runs the Western Chances program and has given out millions of dollars worth of scholarships to young people in the western part of our city over many years now. This program was first established in 2003 by Terry Bracks, AM. I love it when people have got letters after their name. Sash, how do we get
does that mean that he's born in the morning or something, or only participates in the morning? What's AM mean?
AM means Australian medal. Australian medal. It's
Australian medal. Oh, okay. So yeah, you should probably know that one, Sacha. Sorry about that one. Not very good research, right?
Anyway, we would love to welcome to the show Rhyll Dorrington.
Yay!
Thank you for having me. I'm a podcast junkie, so it's nice to be on the other side.
Thank you. Now, of course, you know, the way that we've actually found you is the way that we like to find most people, stalk you. So
yeah, I'm a good stalker.
I love a good stalking. And I love it. I actually know that my Instagram knows that I'm a stalker. It now just says, look, save yourself some time, darling. I think you should check this one out. And so that's what happened with you. I think it's just found out through an algorithm that we would love you, and that it's came up on my Instagram about your organisation. I had to check it out, and then had to just contact you because you're just doing so much incredible work for young people. Tell us everything about Western Chances.
So as Sonya said, we were started by Terry Bracks in 2003. So she started Western Chances when her husband Steve was the Premier, and she wanted to use her influence to make a difference in the community. And she worked in a state school in Melbourne's West in Williamstown, where they live. And she was seeing all these talented and motivated young people who were going through school and wanted to follow a pathway and nurture a talent, but they didn't have the finances to get through school and then fulfill their potential. So she started this organisation based on an organisation called Chances for Children in Mildura that were also giving out scholarships. So Terry made a few tweaks and we got help from that organisation. And so we award tailor-made merit-based scholarships to young people in Melbourne's West in state schools, and they have to have an identifiable talent and motivation to follow a pathway and achieve their potential. And they have to be facing financial barriers. So the eligibility criteria is that they're facing financial barriers to completing their education. They have to be nominated by a professional in a school or a community organisation. So a principal or a teacher or a student welfare coordinator, they apply on their behalf. And we don't have a judgment on the talent. It can be any talent. So if they want to be a doctor, a lawyer, a mechanic, or a rock star, we'll help them with the items that they need. So school items, so textbooks, internet, Mikey, all the things that they need to get through high school. And then we'll also help them with other items if they want to be a singer or a dancer, the extra lessons that they need. And then on top of that, we have a lot of partnerships with universities and other not-for-profits who provide all these other scholarships and incredible opportunities for them. And we found along the way that it's not just about the money. It's so much more than that. It's about the external validation and acknowledgement from an organisation that's not their family and not their teachers saying, you're amazing, you're a hard worker, you've got potential, we're going to support you to fulfill your potential. And as Terry always says, talent is everywhere, but opportunity isn't. So we will help them fulfill their potential. And it's just amazing. We've got so many great stories.
So when you say tailor-made, you really, really mean tailor-made. Like there's probably no two things that you would do the same. Is that correct?
Yeah, well, so they tell us what they need. So the scholarships are only small. You know, often when you think about a scholarship program, you think $10,000 a year or more, even $5,000 a year. But ours are averaging about 1,000, which doesn't sound much, but has a huge impact. but the range is that they could be asking for $500 to $1,200 or something like that, the average being $1,000. And so one scholarship could be textbooks, internet, Mikey, maths calculators, tutoring, and then the next year they'll reapply for another scholarship and they could have 10. We could support them for 10 or 12 years.
Wow.
So that's
And
a
so they are
significant
very much tailor-made. And because we're with them for so many years, for 10 to 12 years, we've got all these amazing relationships. So we employ a recipient who started her own business at 21, an events business. We employ her to run our events, and she's our ambassador. And she's very involved with the organisation, and we've got alumni on the board, and they're all incredible. What the barriers that they've overcome to get to where they are is incredible. And we've given out, I think, over 8,000 scholarships since 2003.
You can't even imagine the ripple effects that that's had.
Oh, yeah, exactly. On their families, on their friends, on all the community out in the western suburbs, and then beyond. So they're getting
their
into
kids, like they've broken
and
the
then
cycle.
broken the cycle, and they're getting into big corporates now. They're working in EY and KPMG, and they're starting to give back to Western Chances, whether it's volunteering or money.
Oh,
So
well, this is so mind-blowing. I'm just loving this organization. What you're doing is actually life-changing for so many young people. Just the fact that, and like you said, $1,000, it's not a lot of money, really. To a lot of people, that's not a lot of money. But to a young person who's, got that fire in their belly, that can just, it's not even the money sometimes, it's the belief that somebody believes, I've actually got something special here and I'm actually prepared to back you. So what you're doing is life-changing. I love it.
We have this scholarship award ceremony every year where the school, the young people, their families, friends and teachers and, 400 or 500 people come with the corporate supporters and personal supporters. And we've got kids who turn up in, like a bow tie, and they're all dressed up, and their families say this is the most important night of our lives.
Wow.
And then sometimes the young people say, I can't believe all these people are here for me and I don't even know them. They're here for us and we don't even know who they are, and they're coming to celebrate us. So that's the power of the support, and helping them to build their networks as well, because they often don't have networks into big corporates or into jobs. So we're helping with that as well.
Yeah, of course.
I just think and I love the fact that they get to give back. Like, could you imagine being a young person coming through the program and then coming back and being able to do that back? Like, that would just be an incredible feeling.
And that's that with that
itself is another life changing. Like, it's like you give and you give and you give, and then you just go, there's what that actually feels like on the flip side. It's like a full circle moment with some.
Yeah, and that's when we've got that Big Dreams monthly direct debit campaign going on social media, where people are posting their photos of when they were in their school uniform at school, when they were back in secondary school or even primary. And we've got some of the alumni who are getting on board and donating back monthly, and the whole thing is that we're not supporting a young person just once for 1 year. We have to keep supporting them, so we need that constant funding. So that's going to be, we're hoping that campaign's going to really take off, because everyone's loving everyone in their school uniforms.
Now, I need to ask you, what does it feel like when you get an application from a young person and then you get to give them that call? Because Sonya and I have had those opportunities in our life where we've had to make those calls to say, you've received the funding, or we're going to come out and do this, or you're going to come on tour with us, or whatever. You're doing it we've had like small bits of that, and it's been an incredible feeling to know that I'm about to make a call that's going to change someone's life. You get to do it all the time. What does that feel like? You're like Mrs. Claus.
Well, it's amazing, but also our nominators from the schools, they're like our talent scouts, if you will. So we do it all through them. We do have recipients coming back to us and saying that, talking about the impact, but the impact of making the calls and the emails to the schools is great too, because they're really believing in these young people and they're always very excited. And it's interesting to watch a young person get a scholarship at 15 and they'll be excited, but then you see the light bulb moment go off in a few years' time when they realise the enormity of the support and also what the impact it's had on their parents. So like all of us, I think we often look back on things, we reflect on people who've made a difference in our lives or money we've been given or opportunities, and they have the same. They come back and they just go, oh my God, what would I have done? What would I have done without Western Chances? And of course, they're talented and motivated. So a lot of them would have really been determined to make it anyway, but they wouldn't have been able to sometimes get through without the money and the acknowledgement.
So how can people support you?
So we've got, the Big Dreams campaign is monthly direct debit. So you can donate any amount a month. So from as little as $10 a month, or just some people just donate annually. Some people just randomly when they can afford it. And then we've got all the other ways that we get funding. So we're constantly fundraising via the corporate sector and via personal donors and community groups. But really it's just about going onto the website, making a donation, getting a tax deduction. And we have people getting involved in all different ways in terms of volunteering. So
and what if
it's very positive. We've got a boy who was dancing in Moulin Rouge.
Oh,
we go
wow.
So he was from a single parent household. They couldn't afford the dance lessons. We helped him with those. He got onto Pinot cruises and started dancing on Pinot cruises. And then the next minute he's dancing in Moulin Rouge, and now he's just dancing all over the world.
Oh my God.
Was pre-COVID. And then we had a finalist on The Voice a few years ago, Sarah De Bono. We awarded her singing lessons. Yeah. And then we've got a recipient who's now a doctor at Sunshine Hospital where she was born. And we've got a surgeon at the Alfred Hospital who was a refugee from Sudan.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah, it's really powerful.
Wow.
They're awesome.
I tell you,
and I know you would love to hear so many of the stories, because I know you two are great storytellers. That's your thing.
I want to know more of these stories, because those are the stories that really.
Yeah, they are good.
I'm imagining, somebody coming from Sudan and having that, and then now being a surgeon, but what that does for their kids and where their kids are going to, that's just that's a massive jump in time, a massive opportunity of changing people's lives and forever doing that.
Yeah, it's that positive preventative approach.
It's that mindset, and then what they're actually doing for everybody else. I just love it. I think this is our new little favourite thing, and it's just absolutely meant to be, because Rhyll's told us that you have actually met my mum, which was so good. I feel so warm and beautiful that you've met my mum. And just before we actually got on air, Rhyll said, I've seen this woman on your social media. Who is she? And I was like, that's my mum. So we were meant to have met.
Yes,
Thank
yes.
you.
Totally.
When I was speaking at a Rotary event, she came straight up to me and said, I want to help Western Chances, which often happens because people are so inspired. Such a positive preventive approach to helping young people.
Yep. Well, we're here for you, and we're never going anywhere. So whatever you need from us, any kind of promotion or whatever you need, we are here, because we just completely believe in the cause and supporting young people, and that's just amazing.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Thank you.
And then also, if we find a young person that we believe's got talent, we can also bring them to you. Is that correct?
Yeah. So if they're in the Western suburbs, if they're living and going to school in the Western suburbs, and they've got someone that can nominate them from the school or the community organisation, absolutely, yes, because not everyone will know about us. So we need talent scouts more talent scouts out there.
Just signed up 2 new talent scouts. We're going to be out there.
We're out there. We're flying your flag, Rhyll. We're flying your flag.
If you're feeling like it's been a tough year for everybody, but if you're feeling like you want to get into the Christmas spirit and start getting involved in supporting young people and doing incredible work, life-changing, intergenerational changing work like Western Chances is doing, get onto social media and look up the Big Dreams campaign and see if you can donate to them. Thanks so much for being on the show today, Rhyll. We love
Excellent.
Love it.
Thank you. Love what you're doing. I'll be adding you to my podcast binging.
Oh, God. Oh, my God. That makes us feel a little bit special because I think we only have two people. One is me and one is Sonya. And of course, you know what I mean? But we'll do that. I love it. Thank you so much, Rhyll.
Thank
Keep in
you.
touch.
Rhyll Dorrington.
Yes, thank you.
Western Chances. This is the
Bye.
Rhyll show. What a show, Sacha. Again, we've had such a lovely week.
I've loved every moment of it. Loved it.
We will see you next week for what is going to be our final show of the year. Cannot believe.
What?
Final. I know. We've got one more.
No, we've got a couple more.
This is today's show, and then we've got the. No, we've got the 18th. I think it's our last show.
No, it can't be. We've
Oh
got
no,
at
we've
least
got two more weeks.
two more weeks.
2 more weeks. Oh, thank God.
Two more weeks. Yeah, don't worry, not getting me out
geez,
that quickly.
Okay, I lost my plot then. All right, well, we'll see.
And then I think we're even going to go. We're going to do some lives.
We
People
are
aren't going to get let
over
go
the
of
break.
that quick.
You can't get rid of us. That's right. We love you guys.
Have the best week, and we'll see you next week. Thank you. Love you from Sonya and Sacha. For real.
Sonya and Sacha, for real.